Welcome to Raging Recaps. Sit back, relax, grab a drink as we tell you some of our stories.
Hi everyone, and what happened to my voice then? Hi everyone, and welcome to Raging Recaps. I hope you've all had a restful and happy holidays and New Year's. We're here tonight, gonna chat a bit D&D, touch on a little bit of what's going on currently in our Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign. Answer any questions that you may have. If you do have any, pop them in the chat, and we'll be more than happy to answer it. I am Daniel, DM Dan. We have DM, first time DM, just before the break. Jez, do we have like a moniker yet for you, Jez?
Yeah, one-time DM.
One-time DM, Jez.
No, we'll see. Not yet. I don't think I've crafted my particular niche yet. But hi everyone, Jeremy here. Play Grosbrun in our regular campaigns.
Yes, and I play the always rude, sometimes really stupid Red Helm.
Always a barrel of laugh to figure out who you're going to get with Red Helm.
Yeah, pretty much. It depends how I'm feeling.
Yeah. So, in these recap sessions, we try to break it up into 3 different parts. We want to always look back at what we've just covered in our most recent campaign session with Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We'll then have a bit of a chat in the middle there. We talk about all things D&D. We might talk about dungeon, being a DM or game mastering. If you've got any questions around that, or players or characters, I know there's 1 or 2 things I wanted to talk through today with you, Dan, given you're our resident DM Dantages. And then we might try and hypothesize a little bit about what might come up on our next session for Waterdeep.
Yeah. So sorry, that was my car.
No, that was my car. 1 second.
It's in the apartment. Okay, I'm going to go vamp, apparently. If you've got any questions for me, I DM'd a couple of battle arenas for Raging Rolls, and I DM my own home campaign. Thank God Jeremy's back, because this would just be weird. Like, there's a reason I don't stream myself, like, by myself, because I just forget, like, to talk because I'm playing games and stuff.
Sorry about that. Just had the garage door leave itself open. The missus had to tell me to come and close it. All good. All right. How do I do this again? It's been a little while since we've done a stream. It's been about a month since we've had a good stream, so a bit rusty on the tools, but let's see if we can make this...
Immortal words of Critical Role. It's been a while!
It's been a while. How do I make this thing happen again? There we go. Here we go.
Transition!
So let's look back. That's it. This we were just talking about before we went live, but this is going to be a little bit interesting because it's been a long while since we hit Waterdeep. We've had some changes to our campaign crew, or not really changes, but some logistical changes to our campaign crew. We've had a bit of a hiatus from Waterdeep for a little while, so let's see if we can go back and talk about where we left Waterdeep Dragon Heists, or Baldur's Gate Dragon Heist now, potentially. Where we left it at session 20.
Yeah, we were on our way to Baldur's Gate, following up on a lead that Red Helm's father may or may not have the Dragon Cache that we're after. And then on the way, we stumbled across this weird, like, warp bubble thingy on the side of the road, and being the smart people that we were, we immediately went straight into it.
What choice do we have, right? We just...
Exactly.
We'll figure it out. We'll solve this problem.
Yeah. And we found out we were in the town of Refuge that had this impenetrable dome over it. No one can get in or out, except for us, apparently, because we're just special like that. I think we have that, plot armor? Yeah, so we went, we met a very fun, I can't remember his name, this big rock golem type dude, with that had a mouth but didn't speak through the mouth, but spoke through a bird on his shoulder.
Yes, that's right. So bizarre. It was he was a rock golem here. That's right. And he wanted to be friendly. We decided to murder him straight away
Because he wanted to arrest us.
because
for
he
no
wanted
reason.
to arrest us. That's right.
Yeah.
Wanted to throw us in prison. We ended up respawning same day, back again. Bit of Groundhog Day. And such was the way of our adventures for much longer than we had expected. I think than even the DM expected.
About over the course of 2 sessions, about half of
So
each
far.
session was spent just rebooting.
No, that's right. Rebooting the world, because apparently every time we took too long, this is a very time critical puzzle to solve. Either took too long or did something wrong, the whole world exploded, and we went back to start that whole section again.
Yeah.
Graciously, the
that?
DM gave us some checkpoints along the way where we could jump forward to different and play out different scenarios without having to role play the whole thing aloud again. And we got to a point where we discovered there was a mine and a mine shaft which we couldn't get into the elevator. We think there is a puzzle behind this series of workers' lockers, more or less. There, each have every employee of the mine's name starts with a different letter of the alphabet. So we have 26 lockers to muck around with. We haven't figured that out yet. We don't know what word unlocks it. We just every time we make the wrong move, the whole world explodes. And we also discovered a ruined temple. Ruined temple. And how did we end up having that temple not ruined again? Do you remember? Because we ended up going into there.
Yeah. We ended up discovering there was a connection that the leader of the Purple Handkerchief Gang or something used to be the priest at the temple. So
Yes.
we went to go and have a chat with him, and he said my brother might be able to help. And then he introduced us to his brother, who was like a very Day of the Dead skeleton person. Just chilling, kicking about in a cave somewhere. We convinced them to help us, and then they raised the temple, and we went in, and hey, there's the god Istis.
Right, so we discovered Istis, and I don't know if you can recall, but she gave us some goodies. I don't remember exactly what those goodies were.
I remember that Claymore got the last gift, which was the Chance Lance, which sounds like the best thing ever and makes me wish I had waited till last.
It does sound pretty awesome. God knows what it does just yet, but who doesn't want a lance of chance?
Yeah. Redhelm got a bag of convenience or something that literally will only open when the time is right.
That's right.
So it's that bag of Ex Machina.
And we haven't been able to open it yet, have we?
No, we haven't been able to open it. We've tried it a couple of times.
So we need to be in the right place with the bag, and then remember to try to look in the bag for some hopefully ground-breaking clue which will blow the city wide open.
Yeah.
Right now we have not discovered what that is.
No. And then we ended last session. We went back down to the mine. I know we tried a couple of different things again to open up the mine, and we didn't blow up when we were opening the lockers for some letters, but I can't remember exactly. We ended up just deciding to blow up again, so we're like, you know what, let's do something else. We heard rumors that there was a hag near the town, so we went and visited the hag. And we got a couple of answers, more mystery, or more questions than answers. And we ended the session with Zim Greysoul, Dave's character, having that very spooky premonition that he's got 2 paths before him, both pretty much are going to lead to ruin. And it's pretty much got to choose the lesser of two evils, sort of thing. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, that's right. That hag was apparently someone who could predict the future if the price was right, and we almost missed out on any opportunity to even get a fortune told, right? Because it was Zim who tried to charm or swoon this.
I'm pretty sure it was Claymore.
Was it Claymore? Someone
I
tried
think
to
yeah.
to roll charisma and fail miserably with too many words. It almost bit us right on the ass, but luckily, coin saved the day. Bit of gold. And managed to acquire. I think you're right. We got two prophecies: a lesser one and a greater prophecy.
Yes. Yes, I think the lesser one was wasn't fantastic, and the greater one was also not fantastic.
No.
Yeah. I know. We didn't pay her.
Did we not?
We owe her double the amount of diamonds that she would usually charge because we tried to charm her.
I can't believe you just said we owe someone money. Now the DM's going to hold it against us.
I don't think he watches, so.
Well, there's nobody telling then. Nobody on our Discord mentioned it to the DM.
I'm looking at you, chat.
So we're in a pretty, I guess, well, for lack of a better term, we're stuck in refuge right now. I don't know if you've given it much thought over our break, but I have here and there trying to figure out what the hell is the solution to this city puzzle or this area puzzle. I cannot figure out. I still think we're stuck in the puzzle realm from the Puzzle Master, which is a different campaign, a different thing altogether, a different one shot.
The Puzzle Master transcends time and space.
No doubt. But yeah, it's not good.
Yeah,
that's right, Adam.
Yeah. If the DM doesn't hear it, it doesn't happen. Exactly. No, I really I've thought about it a little bit. I think I'm going to go back and rewatch the episode just because I just, for the life of me, cannot remember how it ended because there was a couple of loose threads that we got. And I really don't want to go back to the mine until we've discovered everything else in the town because I think we're just hitting a brick wall going down to the mine continuously.
I think you're right. I think we tried to jump the gun or tried to get out of there too quickly thinking it was kind of a red herring or a waste of time.
Yeah.
But good old Demon of Doom wants us in there to experience something. You're right. We need to investigate more avenues of what that could possibly be.
Yeah.
How many more avenues do you think we have to explore? Because I'm thinking we found the hag, we talked to the purple bandits, we went to the bar and tried to.
The sheriff's missing. We haven't met the sheriff yet.
Right, sheriff's missing. But wasn't he just? He was. Yeah, okay, he's missing. But the rock column said he's just away on. I don't know. He didn't say he was missing for very long. But then again, they don't know what happens because every 24 hours the world resets.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very strange predicament.
So, we've got some fun things to look forward to on Thursday night.
We do. We're back in the saddle on Thursday night. Should be good fun.
I'm looking forward to it. I've actually got Thursday night D&D, and then I've got Sunday doing my home game. I'm so happy because we haven't done it for 4 months because COVID.
That should be epic. 4 months worth of prep time. My God.
Yeah. No. I've been writing non-stop. From Thursday, I'll be writing non-stop.
But look at all the tools and time you've got to create there. Like so much cool stuff has happened. You've got Tasha's stuff you could potentially throw in there. You've got all these things which are being discussed in the Discord and everywhere else that's coming up. I know.
There's so much cool things. And because it's going to be in person, I get to use my awesome Christmas present of the Warlock tiles. So I've built maps.
That looked awesome.
Yeah. It's I'm just next level DM. There we go. Yeah. If we ever get to do an in-person stream, I would be I'll bring them. And then I'll have someone else, Robin can play around with them because they're fun to put together, but the little clip things kill your thumb, so...
Right, so it's not something you can just quickly throw together
a
random place. No, you have to
pre-build it, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And you got did you get the walls and obviously the floor tiles, the walls? I saw you had a bunch of doors and other things.
Yeah, so
when I saw your comment, I was poking around. You can get tons of different stuff, all the
yeah,
features,
well,
features and stuff. How do you play all that?
yeah, well, I've been banned. I'm not allowed to actually buy any of the Warlock Tiles stuff because it's like the go-to thing for my partner to get me for presents and stuff. So,
Excellent.
yeah, but I got like the dungeon set, got the village set, and the stairs and ladders expansion, as well as the dungeon expansion. So I've got all the pieces to build some fun stuff.
That's I'm looking forward to trying to seeing it. Yeah, we need to have an
Yeah,
in real life game to actually see all that. I get that.
yeah.
That brings us to a good segue into all the tools, all the things to running games. Chat, if you do have questions, do throw in there. This is our part where we talk about all things running a game or being part of a game, new players, experienced players with questions. We may or may not have answers to any of those things, but we're happy to chat it through. Now, Dan, in our Discord, which I'll just throw a link in there for anyone that is not part of it but is interested. In our Discord, we have 4 or 5 other community campaigns now running. Some of which are being run by experienced DMs and some of which are being run by very new DMs. Which got me thinking, what goes into a session 0? You've DM for a while.
Yep.
What is a session 0?
Yeah, session 0 is where you get the people who are going to play together, all together in a room. Well, if you're able to get into a room together, if not online, and you just pretty much you do your dice rolls for your character stats, or you can do your point buy, and you're pretty much all there together, and you create your character for the session moving ahead. If you're lucky, you've got a couple of people who are experienced and know what they're doing to help everyone else out. Or if not, you've only got the DM who usually will know what he's doing, and he's the one who gets to answer all the questions. So yeah, you go through and you fill out your character sheet, get it all smick, get it all ready to go, and then depending how much time you have, you might do, or at least what I like to do for a session 0 is if there's time at the end to do like a little something, like something to just do the quick basics of role play, dice rolling, and like maybe like a tiny little bit of combat, just so that everyone gets an understanding of how to use their character sheet, so they can go into the session 1, everyone's pretty much ready to go.
Would you say then a session 0 is recommended for all experience levels, not just new people to the game, but anyone, every level, every new campaign?
I would definitely recommend that everyone comes that does a session 0, because it's also a good chance for you to get to know the people that you're playing with. Because a lot of people in our Discord community, like, they might not know each other in person in real life, so it's a good way to get to know someone. And like going into like playing a game together, you want to know that you can all mesh together somewhat. Like, I know when we did our session 0, everyone was very much talking over each other and stuff, and kind of like, but that's because we're all really excited because we have like new games. So, but yeah, no, you get a feel for how everyone's going to play their characters a little bit as well, and you can kind of think, oh, this might work for my character, this might not work, sort of thing. So,
yeah, for sure. But you mentioned also that you use session 0 to fill out your character sheet, do your dice rolls and things like that. How much research do you think as a player they should put into things before that point? Because the reason I ask that question is you might have, let's say I'm just going to pick a couple of things at random. I don't know, an elf fighter. Let's just keep it simple. You want to be an elf fighter. You roll crap for strength, crap for con. You're all charisma. Do you really want to apply that to would you expect someone to still apply that to a elf fighter, or pivot to something more charisma?
Well, no, because when you do your dice rolls, you pick where the points go.
Of course, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Would you though? I guess what my point was, going into a session 0, would you say the expectation is someone has a semblance of a character pre-baked, or come in completely
Yeah. You do get there are people who like I'm generally pretty well bred. I pretty much know what I'm going to do, what type of character I want to play, or nobody else picks a cleric, so I'm like, if we don't have a cleric, we're going to die. And like, actually, I have a good cool idea for a cleric. Okay, I'm going cleric.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, like, you don't have to be that prepared for it. You can just rock up, have a quick look through the player's handbook or like one of the starter or essential kits, sort of thing, and just go, oh, actually, this sounds pretty cool. So, and then just go from there. And then, like, what I like to do, because I got my player's handbook and I've marked out, like little tabs like races, classes, and stuff like that, just so it's really easy reference to flip. Instead of like trying to find the page, you can just go, okay, it's in this specific part of the book.
Yeah, so good. I mean, just as an example, exactly the same thing, right? You end up with a book with the things all over the shop, and I need to start going with color codes because mine's now a sea of yellow.
Yeah.
But super handy, super handy. Well, so coming into a session 0, you're filling your character sheet there, but you had a lot of time to think about who that character is as a role, I guess, or as a, let's say, real thing. I'm still a bit lost when you like, should the character sheet come in blank and then you write everything down there and then, including all like the traits, flaws, bonds, ideals, things like that, or is it are we just taking session 0 to be rolling for stats or more?
Yeah, no. That can come down to the DM. Like, if I'm cool either way. If people want to do like some things, like say, oh, I know I want to go with the criminal background. Cool, you put down the stuff for the criminal background already on your sheet, and then it's just the numbers. If someone rocks up with nothing on their character sheet, that's also cool. Like, we can go from there. And then, like, that's why I do like the tables and the background stuff, where you can either pick one specifically, or you can just like let everything be to chance, just roll the dice. So I have my friend who plays a monk in my home campaign. He just did all random.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very strange character. But yeah, no, like, it's just, I've
often thought about that, like just going with all the random tables and actually rolling for it rather than trying to choose the kind of things which are there which fit, or coming up with something completely not in the book. Random things I imagine could make a very interesting character.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, you even have the option of chatting with your DM about, oh, I don't like what's offered in the book. Can we work together to make like an ideal bond, flaw, and personality trait with them? Which is something I've been thinking about for the homebrew that will hopefully be a bit later this year once we finish Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I've had a look through them and I'm like, this doesn't really fit the character that I want to build. So that'll be me having a chat with Robin. Because I know he doesn't work or anything, so I'm just going to bug him all the time. Here's my, like, 100-page backstory for my character.
Oh, it's interesting you say that, because I may have fallen into that trap when we got our session 0 sorted out. I didn't fall back on the tables for personality traits. I tried to come up with ones of my own which fit the character I wanted to play, and then I went back and had a look at all the tables. I was like, I didn't even click that they were there, to be honest, until much later. I didn't even think to run it past Robin, Demon of Doom either. Would you consider that kind of thing to be an at-risk, potentially outruled homebrew type quality?
No, not so much. It's not a bad thing to, like, if you just feel like you think, like, we're all also learning. It's not like a bad thing to do it. There's no like right or wrong way to fill out a character sheet. So, and like make your character and stuff, unless you're making super OP and you're like, oh, I'm just going to put down 19 in all the stuff. Like, no, you got to roll the dice, or you do the point-based system. Yeah, no, personally, I don't find a problem with it.
Yeah, cool. Well, that brings me to another question I had. At what point as a DM do you kind of say what homebrew random stuff you will allow? Or when do you make a decision to say, you know what, no UA, or let's leave Tashes out of it? Just, you know, because you can, right? You could just say anything in Tashes, let's just exclude that. Because you can, obviously, if you just say, let's go set up a game, anyone can turn up with potentially anything, like you said, and make a completely OP character which breaks the story. How do you manage around that?
Yeah, well, I always have a chat with my with my players, and I just say, hey, like, you know, going to do this campaign, I'm allowing this, this, and this. Just know, like, so certain monstrous races and stuff, you're probably not going to be treated so well if you go into a predominantly human settlement, sort of thing. And with like books and whatnot, I'm pretty much across most of the books, so it's just if like you haven't read the books and you don't know what's in it, probably you're not going to want to have your players doing stuff, because then you're not going to know as a DM how that works. But and then there's things like in my home campaign, I said like no UA, only because I haven't had a chance to go through all of it, so there could be something from a while ago that I haven't read that then they could bring in, and then it's
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even when we occasionally run a battle arena, I try and spin up a random character on D&D Beyond, and I reckon 90% of the time chooses UA content for me. I'm like, just give me something simple. I don't want to have to go and figure out all that stuff. Just give me random stuff from what I know.
Yeah, pretty much. And then like with everything else, it's just you know, up to the DM. Like, it's the whole rule of cool. If something's within the realms of possibility, and it sounds pretty cool, you know what? I'll allow it. Roll the dice. And then go from there. Because, you know, you don't want to be like, if people are having fun and stuff, I was like, I have this crazy idea, I want to do this. You don't want to be like, no, you can't do that, because on this page of the player's handbook, it says you can't. Because that's just not fun for anyone involved.
I agree. Go with the flow. Roll with the punches.
Yeah.
It's like a yes and game, not a no but. Or yes if. Sorry, yes but. I did have another follow-up question for you, but now it's jumped out of my head.
That's all right. I had a question for you. You DM for the first time and before the break, and I wanted to get your like thoughts. Like, what did you? How do you think you went? Like, you know, what might you change about it? What would you use going forward into if like, you know, DMing another session? Yeah,
fair question. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this process of trying to spin up a one shot with like a story which made sense. What I enlisted my two young kids to help me kind of design what the map should look like and what it should consist of. I got to the point where I had the map laid out and we figured out what the main puzzle should be, because I wanted to have in that one shot an element of exploration, an element of puzzle solving, and an element of combat. We got most of those elements sorted, and then I realized I had no NPCs, and it dawned on me then how critical NPCs are to navigate the story. Otherwise, you just got empty space and a bunch of stuff, potentially, right? So in that whole one shot, I only had one NPC because it was kind of retrofitted in. And the challenge, I guess, where I faced a bit of difficulty in setting the whole thing up was, in my head, I understood how the whole thing should work. And I had to try and figure out a way to leave enough breadcrumbs so that the players could follow along. And I think we got there in the end, but that was the fear I had in going into it. It's like, this is how it plays out in my head. I know that that's not going to be picked up on straight away. So what's going to happen? And wasn't quite sure about that. One thing I felt I really struggled with, and it was probably the downfall, not downfall, I feel the biggest area of improvement was encounter balancing. Yeah. I had 3 small encounters, one with a whole bunch of weak guys, one medium strength guy, I guess, and one supposedly more tougher character. None of my guys, none of the 12 bad guys got a hit in. They were just too underpowered. And I'm still trying to, I'm going through the Dungeon Master's Guide at the moment, and I still can't find it to be particularly clear how to balance an encounter. And I'm seeing some posts around on Facebook and stuff like that saying, how do I manage, I've got 5 level 6 characters, what do I throw at them?
I'm pretty sure I don't think it's in the monster. I think it's in the monster manual. If memory serves, it could be wrong. I think it might be in the beginning part of the monster manual. There's a graph.
What?
I might be wrong. I cannot remember for the life of me. It was a while ago that I saw it. I usually just go, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'll throw something at you that might be probably a bit difficult, a bit over leveled for you guys, but I'll make up for it with certain things like having health potions and stuff like that. Just because it's like with Count Gusula and that 4-hour battle.
Yeah, but you pulled us through that one, and where I think I could have, in hindsight, changed it up, and I would have kept the same characters, the same bad guys that I had in there, is just had a backup arsenal of extra bad guys to somehow enter the arena, enter the fight.
Yeah.
Because you need, and also in hindsight, you absolutely in battles need more than one monster, so that you at least someone gets a hit in, more or less.
Yep.
That's my takeaway. I also had to improve my ability check. Making sure the ability checks were done on the right ones and not just the wrong ones. Not that it makes too much difference, but yeah.
Well, yeah, that just comes down to experience.
Yeah.
I still, I always forget, when checking for traps, is it investigation or perception? Because you're perceiving the trap.
Yeah.
You say, I want to see if there's any traps in the room. In my mind, that sounds like perception because you're checking the entire room. Investigation is I want to check to see if this lock is trapped. Because then you're investigating a specific area.
Yeah.
So, I always get that wrong.
It is, I agree, it is a bit tricky. The way I interpret that is perception is something you would see at a glance or in your periphery. And investigation is I'm going to, like the lock thing, go and look at one thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's up to interpretation, that's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. And as for encounters, I do try to go a bit hard. I always have something back up, and I always I got to remember majority of the creatures, they're actually intelligent as well, so they might not stick around for an entire fight. If they see things going badly, they're going to be like, "Nope, I want to get the fuck out of here. I don't want to die." Sort of thing.
Yeah, I played into that also in that one shot straight away when there was this room of 12 munchkins, more or less. One of them decided to run away straight away. But yeah, you're right. The monsters need to have some kind of awareness of what's going on and want to survive as well. They can't just be fodder.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I am looking forward to at one point doing it again.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Still building my homebrew world. Should be live again tomorrow doing that. If anyone wants to check it out.
Woo! Shout out.
Shout out. Yeah.
Now, looking forward to Thursday night.
Forward. Wait. There we go. There's the transition. Yeah, looking forward. I don't know. I think last time we did a recaps, we talked about this. We were kind of I don't know. We just need to get the hell out of refuge.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, I want to get out of refuge, and I'm quite concerned to what Baldur's Gate's gonna be like, because it's a very different city to Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but Redhelm's father, he more than likely knows that the party's on the way. So what's going to welcome them? Is it going to be open arms and, hugs with knives in the back and stuff like that? Or is it going to be straight up just like we're arrested as soon as we walk through the gates?
Well, mate, time will tell whether that's the case, the former or the latter. I hadn't even thought about what happens when we get to Baldur's Gate. I guess Redhelm has got the most concern going back there, which is why your head's there. I'm just Rangers just trying to think. Let's get the hell out of this bloody abomination of a town.
Yeah, just wants out. Just wants to get this over and done with. Because, I think very, very much was like the voice in the party that was like, let's stay in Waterdeep. Let's not go to Baldur's Gate.
Yes, very much so. You were trying to delay. Red was trying to delay things as long as possible, trying to set up shop, start a business.
Yep. Let's do anything but go there. Xanathars has the encounter tables.
Let's check that.
Thank you, DM Adam.
Tell me, DM Adam.
I know I'd seen it somewhere.
Encounter table. I'll find it. Random encounters. Encounter building. There it is.
Thank you, DM_Adam. Massive shout out.
We've got the page open. We'll have a peruse of it later. Speaking of encounters, before we get back to looking forward at what's coming up, have you had a look at our encounters channel in the Discord?
Yeah. Oh, so much fun.
So good. If you're not on there, people in the chat, get on there. It's great fun.
Yeah, it's straight dice rolls using the Avrabot and short, sweet little role-playing bits and everything, and it's just like that little bit of D&D. It's not like the 4-hour D&D. It's like the bite-sized D&D.
Yeah. So
D&D 2020 sort of thing, like the cricket.
What?
Like the T20 cricket.
Oh, right.
2020 cricket.
Yeah. It's like 20-minute D&D.
I know sports.
Yeah. I find that the encounters thing really fun to test out different story arc ideas.
Yeah.
Right. Different things going to work, how a player's going to react to certain situations. So if you're looking to get into DMing, I think it's a good avenue to test out how characters might react in a certain situation. And as a player, jump on, have a muck around. It's good fun.
Yeah. I jumped in the one you did, and I got a little confused by the person that was bats, and then a dragon, and then a woman, and then she tried to touch me, and then I felt like I needed an adult, but she didn't touch me, and then...
Mate, that one that you did, that I think had the best response, or best... I was going to give you inspiration for one of the comments you made. It was like the one thing you said as you're about to throw something into the notebook. Just like, yes, that's inspiration worthy.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
It was probably like Eat Divine Justice, bitch.
Something like that.
It's really easy to come up with the snappy one-liners when you're texting it because you're thinking about what you're going to text, not like where you just blurt something out.
That's it. Like when I'm writing the different snippets in the encounter, I can sit there and think about it and delete some stuff and change it up, and it takes me a little while to type it all out. That's one luxury you don't have when trying to talk it through as you're thinking about it. You can't say, oh, forget that bit, I'm going to change that, come back and do it again. Yeah.
So, pretty much, yeah. It's like, I'm pretty sure in my homebrew, I accidentally gave away a twist by accident.
Oops.
Yeah. It's like giving out information that the party doesn't know yet. And then I'm just like, Oh, bugger. Anyway, it happens. It does.
So, refuge.
Also, where's your dog? Is your wolf with us?
Not in refuge. It's still at the cart.
It's the cart.
Yeah.
So you're a Beastmaster Ranger.
Without a beast.
Without your
it?
beast.
Is Doggo with us?
I don't think Doggo's been with us the entire time.
No. It really hasn't.
I don't think you should own the pet. I think you should give the dog to
Bear?
Bear. Yeah. Bear
I
likes
reckon
it.
Bear is quite taken by the wolf. I think maybe I can ditch the wolf and get something a bit more ranger worthy. A
Oh.
bear or a
Just make sure it's a rescue, okay?
a rescue.
Yeah, it has to be a rescue.
Oh. Rescue the thing off the rock golem's shoulder.
The bird. I'm pretty sure that is attached
That
to...
is the rock golem.
It is part of the rock golem. Come here, bird. I'll save you.
That's right.
Scorch.
That's right, because someone brought the thing back to life and then shot the bird and it was dead again. You're right.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, we have a bag of nothing. Oh no, a bag of something we can't get into yet.
Yep.
We have
That chance, Lance.
that chance lance. We have 2 prophecies of demise. So, clearly there's a safe way out of this situation.
Yep.
And apart from that, we have no clue how to get out of this town.
That's true, but we also do know that there are a shit ton of diamonds at the bank. Because they
And
trade
you-
in diamonds, not coins.
Hmm.
And Red Helm's, not gonna lie, he's a little bit tempted because, hey, he needs some diamonds.
Yeah, we need to. I think we need to do this. We need to figure out how to solve the town, blow it up one last time, raid it, solve it, and get the hell out.
Why don't we raid it, blow it up, solve it, and then get the hell out of town?
Yeah,
So
all
way
right.
no one remembers that we did it. Can you tell that my next character is going to be a rogue?
I've been thinking about that too, actually.
Yeah.
The sneak attack thing seems really cool.
Yeah. I'm going to have my Finry. Hi guys, I'm Finry. Nice to meet you all.
Oh, is this your new character you're spinning up?
That's Finry, the one that we did in the Christmas one shot.
Oh, right.
Well, no, it was the Halloween one. The Halloween one shot.
It's been a while. I can't remember. I remember some crazy voice like that. Yes, the rogue.
Yeah.
Go back, check it out.
Very nice rogue who's very much was not how I was intending to play him, but now he's like the super nice guy who will just stab a motherfucker.
Because D&D.
Because D&D. I'm not a murder hobo.
Do you think in Refuge we should go back to visit this hag? I think we're done there.
We're still at the hag.
We're still at
We
the
ended
hag.
the session after the predictions were made.
Right. Do you reckon there's anything left? Like, do you reckon she's got any more to give to us?
Can't hurt to try. There might be something, or there might be a question that we think of between now and Thursday that we haven't already asked. So,
Maybe a fresh year will give us a fresh perspective on getting the hell out of there.
exactly. And I'm actually going to have to go back and rewatch the episode
Yeah.
on our YouTube channel. Link in the description. Go back and rewatch the episode just so I'm caught up as well because, it's been a while.
It has been a while. I might go and put it on now and, after this. Put it
Yeah,
on while
right.
I kick back.
Bye.
Bye. Just put it on the side screen and just watch that one instead.
Yeah. It's the stream of you watching this last session.
Oh, I could do that. Well, that's not say
Oh,
we did.
like Gogglebox, but like,
Reacting to our own sessions.
yeah.
Oh, that'd be a slow old show.
I know, that would be, oh god. Could you imagine?
Oh my god. Hey, any other questions in the chat? Anything D&D? Any DM questions, player questions? I have a question outside of our campaign, but a random question for you, Dan. What do you reckon's coming out on the 12th? New book being announced.
That... It's
It's
going to be
just
something
tomorrow, right?
that's
Or
going
that's tomorrow?
to. It's going to be something that's going to super complement Tash's, I reckon. Because Tash's has just come out, and there's a lot of stuff with wizards and warlocks, and a lot of the magic items in it are specifically focused for the magic users. So I'm thinking whatever it's going to be is going to be a high magic fantasy setting.
Okay.
And I don't know if they're going to stick with the Forgotten Realms, only because quite a few of the last books have been Forgotten Realms. They may even go insofar into dive into like the other parts of Ravenloft.
Mm-hmm.
Not Ravenloft. No, Ravenloft. That's right. No. I'm sure the internet will let me know. But like, you know, because there's other planes other than like Barovia where Curse of Strahd is set. There's other ones from like the older editions and stuff. There's like, you know, Frankenstein ones. There's one with like a Hell Knight, and it's all, yeah, dark and dreary, and I love it.
So you're expecting a campaign setting that goes well with the new stuff in Tasha's?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So Greyhawk, Ravenloft possibly, Underdark coming in the chat.
That's true. They haven't done anything Underdark so much since Out of the Abyss. So that was a while. That was years ago. So
would that complement Tasha's as well? Do you think? I've got no idea.
Not really, no. But that would be interesting. Or I keep hearing this. I don't know the setting much about the setting. It's called the Dark Sun setting.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it's like very desolate and wastelandish, and it sounds really interesting. But yeah,
what's interesting here though is like when Wizards of the Coast or where releases these books tends to be pretty forthcoming with things that are coming up.
Yeah,
this has seemed to be kept really under wraps. Is it? And it has been confirmed to be a new book of some kind, right?
Yes.
It's not like an item like the notebook or something. That wouldn't make sense.
Also, well, because I know they did. They did the Dridsterwerden statue, which I currently have on lay-by and will soon be in my possession. And they're coming out with replicas of Dridsterwerden swords.
Very cool.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, can I justify spending money on replica swords?
Yes, you can.
I'm already going to pre-order the Darksaber, so.
Chat, we've got to sponsor Dan's addiction to swords and all things.
Please pay us money so that I can buy all the cool things. No, that's so bad. But it's pretty much what most of the people on Instagram do. So, all my cameras. Hang on, I shifted myself and I'm trying to get my camera recentered.
You're right. That's good.
Okay.
Complete.
Thanks
nobody. Thanks for the sub.
Nobody. Thank you.
Look at that, funding your addiction right there, right now. Live.
Yes, and a portion of all money that we make is going to Beyond Blue as well. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, Beyond Blue is still kicking.
Get your swords!
Yeah, so you reckon... I thought maybe it could be some extra accessory type item, but if it is going to be a book, they're my bets on some kind of campaign setting also. And you're right, that makes perfect sense for it to line up with Tasha's for sure.
Yeah. Completely Nobody said that Dark Sun is heavily based around psionics, and there's a lot of mind stuff in Tasha's. So like a lot of her spells and stuff deal with like the mind and stuff. So possibly Dark Sun.
Have you read through Tasha's, Dan? You've got yourself a copy and everything?
I have my copy. I am going currently through the magic items. So I've like up to the magic items part. I had to skim through, so there's some cool stuff in there because there's a bunch of puzzles in there.
Yeah.
There is like a bunch, and I'm really happy that our DM doesn't have it because I can just feel the puzzle master like gleefully cackling in the distance whenever I look at those pages.
I know. I really like the puzzle, like the concept of puzzles in games like this, but not in Refuge.
Not in Refuge, no.
That puzzle is the worst.
Yeah, I don't mind puzzles. I understand their use in a game, but a lot of the time, people just they run into brick walls really hard, and they don't, and they won't. It takes them quite a while to figure out the puzzle. So, at least with my parties that I've played with, so I like to do simple, easy, just traps. Because so many people, I've learned from our group and just playing. And being a DM, people don't check for traps. So the amount of times I've had my people in my homebrew game, my home game, fall into a pit trap because they're not watching what they're doing is so high. It's a little bit harsh, but it's their own fault because they don't look what they're doing.
Just walking along, fall in a hole.
Yep. Walk along, fall in a hole. Hey, you want to make a quick deck save for me? Yeah.
Does the traps you design in your homebrew really fit the scenario, or you throw them in there just so they fall in a hole?
No. So, I might have it that, when they fall in, if they fall in, they'll be impaled for a little bit, and as they laying around looking around, they can see other nasty stuff because it's gothic horror. Little things just to make them unsettled and stuff. And then if I'm feeling particularly nasty, I might have the spikes poisoned or something like that. So it's the damage from the spikes, also poisoned. Yeah.
So the traps in that setting are guarding or protecting something, or they're just there? So the reason I ask is I started to draw my first dungeon map the other day, and I got about a quarter way through it, and I thought, this is there's nothing. You need some traps in here or some puzzles or something. When I was trying to figure out where does it make sense for a trap to exist, to block something, prevent something from getting in there. Why does it exist there? Or is it just stuff it as a trap there? It's probably a bit of a balance of both.
Well, in my home one, because Curse of Strahd, there are hunters that go out and hunt wolves and stuff. So it makes sense that every now and then there might be off the side of the road or something, there might be a pit trap or something so they can catch the wolves.
Yes.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you can have it like that, but primarily in a dungeon, the trap is either just to stop people from getting to certain positions or getting somewhere, or you can just have a trap just for the simple fact that it's a dungeon and you want to be able to hamper someone's progress in to getting into the dungeon, sort of thing. Yeah,
you're right. I'm getting there. I'm excited to unleash my maps on you guys at some point.
I am very much looking forward to it.
It is coming. 1 second.
Oh, good.
Okay. Well, viewers, we might wrap it up there. We've had a good chat for an hour. Been through looking at how we got stuck in Refuge. We've had a bit of chat about all things DM related, play related, session 0 specifically. Quickly pondered how the hell we get out of Refuge, and we still have got no idea besides there must be something in this bag. And I did like our little discussion around the upcoming book coming out in a day or two.
Yes, speculation.
I'm excited.
I am very excited.
So, yeah, thanks for joining us, Dan. Thanks for joining us, viewers. Thanks for the sub on the stream there. Much appreciated. And look, I'll be back tomorrow with a bit of twisted world building. I might show everyone, if you want to check it out, the map that I'm drawing. In fact, we might still use that time tomorrow to continue developing that map. That might be a good use of time. Let's do that. Want to help me draw a map for these suckers later in the year? Let's do it tomorrow.
Am I allowed to view, or I don't watch the world building because I have a feeling I'm going to be in it, so I don't want anything spoiled.
The map, man? No, you can just steer clear of it, I think.
I'll probably forget it anyway, so...
Good. And then we're back on Thursday, back in Waterdeep, or Refuge, or Baldur's Gate, somewhere in between all those different places.
Somewhere on the Sword Coast.
Trying to do what we do. So thanks for hanging out with us, everyone. It's great to be back. Great to be back live again. And we'll catch you tomorrow, Thursday, later in the week.
See ya.
Bye.